So, you're diving into the world of home espresso? You've got your machine, your grinder, but have you thought about your tamper size? It might seem like a small detail, but choosing the wrong one can lead to frustratingly inconsistent shots. Let's simplify this crucial step for beginners. Why does tamper size even matter? Well, if your tamper doesn't properly fit your portafilter basket, you'll end up with uneven tamping. This can cause channeling, where water finds weak spots, and ultimately, inconsistent espresso. Getting the right fit is key. Tamper size simply refers to the diameter of the tamper's flat base, usually measured in millimeters. You'll typically find sizes ranging from 49 millimeters all the way up to 58.5 millimeters. The most common size you'll encounter, especially for standard commercial portafilters, is 58 millimeters. Here's the easy way to figure out what size you need. First, pop the basket out of your portafilter. Then, grab a digital caliper if you have one for precise measurements, or even a simple ruler. Measure the inner diameter, that's the width across the inside of your basket. For a nice, snug fit, you'll want to subtract about 0.3 millimeters to 0.5 millimeters from that measurement. That final number is your ideal tamper size. So, if your basket measures 58.4 millimeters wide on the inside, a 58 millimeter tamper will be your perfect match. Here's a quick rundown of some standard tamper sizes and the types of espresso machines they're commonly used with. Tamper size, common use case 49 millimeters. Small manual espresso makers like the Flair, 51 millimeters. Entry-level espresso machines like some DeLonghi models, 53 millimeters. Breville machines such as the Bambino and Barista series, 58 millimeters. Standard for most prosumer and commercial machines. 58.5 millimeters. Precision baskets, which offer the tightest fit and require accuracy. Some experienced home baristas opt for super precise 58.5 millimeter tampers, especially when using high-precision baskets like VST or IMS, aiming for maximum coverage. Others prefer the slightly more forgiving 58 millimeter size for easier use. If you're just starting out with espresso, it's generally better to choose a tamper that's slightly smaller, rather than one that's too snug. Precision tamping demands very even coffee distribution and leveling skills. When I first got my Gaggia Classic, I started with a standard 58 millimeter tamper. It worked okay, but I noticed a little bit of channeling happening at the edges of my puck in some shots. When I upgraded to a 58.5 millimeter precision tamper, it took a little getting used to, but eventually, my shots became more balanced and consistent. It wasn't a magical fix, but it definitely helped me control one more important variable in my brewing process. Here are a few essential tips when you're buying your first espresso tamper. Measure first, measure twice. Don't just guess based on your espresso machine brand. Double-check your basket size. Some machines surprisingly come with odd-sized baskets. Steer clear of universal tampers. A one-size-fits-all tamper usually doesn't fit any basket particularly well. Comfort is key. Look for a tamper with an ergonomic handle and a solid, comfortable weight. Around 300 to 500 grams is a good range to aim for. Choosing the right espresso tamper size doesn't have to be overly complicated, but it's definitely a detail that matters. The closer the fit between your tamper and your basket, the more even your tamping will be. And better tamping directly translates to more consistent and delicious espresso shots. Sometimes, it's the small details that make a surprisingly big difference in your brewing journey.